We've gone on a couple of backpacking trips. One was a winter. I think the first one I went with him on was winter camp, and I came after work, and everyone was just annihilated already. Like I had catching up to do, but you were.
Did you show up later?
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, like I had to because I had to work like a half a day. They wouldn't give me the full day off, so I came up, and that's when we did it at Gold Creek Pond. Is that what it was called? I don't remember. It was up off I-90.
We did it up there?
The winter camp, yeah.
Oh, was that triangle, bro?
Well, yeah, but the first one I saw you destroy, that's where you like fell and like broke the awning and busted your face open.
Oh, the winter camp.
Yeah,
I don't know. We talked about it on the podcast, but yeah.
Yeah, but the Ozette.
I wasn't fucking hammered though.
You weren't, because you could still
fucking ice was there. That's why I fucking. The only thing was I was a little bit drunk and I just didn't have the same reflexes. I wasn't like nimble like a cat like I normally am, and I fucking didn't catch my face. Well, I didn't keep my head up like a baby does. Or I'm more like a baby.
Yeah.
You ever seen a baby tumble and trip?
Yeah.
They smash their fucking dumb heads into shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's because they don't know, like, hey, put your hands or bring your head up, like, instinctually. I didn't have those instincts. My fucking subcreant brain just was, like, shut off. And it's like, bam! Right in my fucking...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just faceplant. No, but Ozette, you were blackout, and you're probably more nimble than you were at the winter camp. Because all I know is that me and Mark stayed...
Which is weird, because I wasn't blackout for the... winter camp. Right. I was totally blackout for fucking Ozette, dude.
Yeah. So Mike at Ozette is just destroyed, and I think you probably polished off most of that fifth of whiskey. I think I had like
all of it.
One pull.
No, like three people had like fucking a shot each.
And then the rest was all you. Yeah. And so me and Mark stayed at camp because we still had a fire going, and you and Dan and TJ, and I think Brandon went out there too. You guys all went out and were trying to climb that sea stack. Oh,
I don't remember any of this shit.
Will was with us too. And you guys were all climbing that sea stack. And on the way back, everyone was telling me that like you were running and then like holding hands with people and be like, wait. And then just like jumping up and trying to splash.
Total
puddles,
dick move.
Yeah, puddles all over people. And you got back to camp. And I think we were listening to my playlist. And I think I had like Third Eye Blind on there.
Fuck
or something like that. Yeah. And, the chorus, it was, wish you would step up to the ledge, my friend. And you were beyond like words at this point, so you're just going you were your hair came loose and you were like almost like convulsing while you were sitting down.
I don't think I've gotten a haircut since before that fucking time.
Yeah. Your hair's long. It's
fucking amazing.
We're approaching majestic.
It's been over a year and a half, I think. This is what you get a year and a half. Yeah. It slowed down a bit, but yeah.
That's like my back hair.
Yeah. Gross.
I guess someone to braid it. You know what I mean?
And by back hair, you mean asshole.
Yeah, that's on the back, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Sometimes I'll do a little French braid up top, and then,
it's gross.
What? It's whatever, man. It's them Italian genes.
I don't remember any of that stuff.
Yeah.
But what I do remember is that I bought this bottle, the Summit Shot. I bought a bottle of Tin Cup.
Yeah.
Which I have some awesome photos of. But I bought the Tin Cup because on every trip that we go on any of the dudes go on in our group, like it's always like Summit Shot.
Yeah.
Fucking Tin Cup, everyone takes a shot of it. You bring it up to the summit, whatever. And my mistake, we're going on a flat ground 3-mile hike out to the fucking beach. Like, I guess nobody felt good about that. And so, like, I had to force these shots down people's throats.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we're not really fucking here to do that. And then I was like, fuck you guys. And I fucking just go, 1 for you, 2 for me.
Yeah.
And I just got fucking smashed. And so like 3 people drank those shots.
Yeah.
I was like, what are we doing here?
And I brought that, I had some scotch too. And you were taking pulls off of the scotch.
That's dumb as shit.
Yeah, so.
And the thing is, I just drink beer, so I know I can comprehend when to cut myself off. But fucking hard alcohol is just something that's so far beyond me.
That's the tough thing with that too, because like once you realize that it's time to stop with hard alcohol, you're beyond, and you're like, well, let's just keep fucking going.
Yeah,
I mean, there's no like. With beer, you're just like, I probably shouldn't have another one.
You get too fucking bloated and shit.
I feel pretty good right now. I'm kind of buzzed up.
I think as you drink like Coors Light, you get a hangover when you know you're supposed to stop. Yeah. That never happens.
Yeah,
shit.
But with whiskey and stuff like that, you get 3-4 deep, and you're just like, no turning back now, bro.
I have so many fucking. I was explaining to somebody recently because there's a lot of stuff online about people's stupid tattoos and shit like that. And there's one, I won't get into it just because I can tell you somewhere. I don't want to turn this into something that's fucking depressing, but there's a dude that has a celebrity that has a really bad fucking tattoo, like a really fucking bad tattoo. And the dudes were passing around and be like, can you fucking believe this dude has this tattoo that he covered up or whatever? And I was like, yeah, but that dude was like a heroin addict and like he was always drunk and shit. And they're like, what does that matter? And I'm like, listen, I've never done hard drugs. I've done mushrooms like one time when I was fucking real young. And I mean, like, I'm almost fucking, I think I was like 16 or something.
Right, yeah.
I've smoked weed before, and I've smoked weed to a point where I was like, where the fuck am I? Like, I thought I was dying, and I thought somebody laced it, and that's happened more times than I can count. I have an episode where I talk about, like, going to the spirit realm and shit and thinking I was laced, but it's happened so many times where I'm like, did somebody fucking lace this shit? And it's like, no, that's what being high is. Like, like I don't like this, but I'm going to do it again next weekend.
You just get super paranoid.
Oh, dude. No, it's not paranoia. I'm like, I think I'm going to die, Sarge.
Yeah.
And, but like, yeah, like I was explaining to the dudes that there's people that, you know, Mark has never drank before. So it's like explaining what happens when, have you ever blacked out before?
Oh yeah.
You know how it is. When you black out, it's like your body just starts to fucking, you're like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah.
Like you just do shit and then you have to deal with the consequences the next day.
Absolutely, yeah.
You know, I woke up in some really bad situations in my life and I'm like, oh no. And then you hear, that's why at the fucking Ozette Triangle shit, I was so worried because I've gotten in some fucking big issues in the past, drinking and blacking out. And I was like, bro, seriously, level with me. What the fuck did I do? And everybody's everybody's like, no, you did nothing. You were just hugging people and fucking throwing shit in the fire. And I'm like, I was like, there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. I didn't burn half the fucking world down and punch somebody in the face. Like, I didn't piss on one of or three of you.
I remember that because like when you first woke up, we were cooking breakfast in the morning. You came over to me like, bro, like if I did anything or said anything last night, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, you like fell onto my tent and that was about it. And then
I think I told you I loved you or something like that.
Yeah.
I was in my tent for a good hour sitting there dreading walking out.
Like when you woke up.
Yeah, dude. I was sitting there. I was like, first thing I said to myself was like, oh no.
Yeah.
It's like, I was so terrified because I know what happens when I blacked out in the past, but after like I had like a really, really bad blackout event, I stopped getting blackout. I stopped drinking that much, and then I just like have a certain amount of fucking, and I just stick to fucking beer.
Yeah, because
I know what happens because I've not only been blacked out on alcohol, I've been drugged before where people slip you shit, and you're just like party time, and then you're like fucking, I'm Bill Cosby. And you like fucking go, and you start fucking doing all kinds of crazy shit. Like that's what I've had in the past. Did I just pull my shit out? I was just like, no, we're good.
It's still there.
But like I've had really, really, really fucking bad events in the past. Like, and so that's when I woke up. I fully expected. I'm like, man, I totally fucked up, dude. Yeah. And sat there just in my sleeping bag, and I'm just like, no, let me die here on the beach, dude.
Well, for the most part, though, like everybody that was there, except for I think Brandon was the only one that didn't really know you, but like everybody there was like we've all hung out.
Oh yeah, he had followed. That's the funny thing because I'll meet people on these trips.
Yeah.
And they've seen me on social media and going blah, blah, blah. And then they expect something. Like, you know, we met through the shit.
Yeah.
It's people expect something of me, but it's a fucking character I do. I'm like a different person when I'm like, but then like the alcohol kicks in and I'm like, ah!
Yeah.
So I always worry about that. Cause like I could just, you know, I do all these crazy fucking things where I'm like, ah! But, you know, I just hang out.
Yeah,
a lot of times pretty quiet. Usually,
like at the winter camp where we were screaming at the. I'm not going to drop the name because I don't want to get free advertising, but they had that snowshoe group that they were taking out. They had the two buses. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
it's a outdoor supply company.
Yeah,
and Like it was like 10:30 at night, and they were coming past our camp, and we were like screaming Bon Jovi at them.
Oh yeah. You're halfway there. Yeah. So for the people that don't know what we're talking about, right? Because you're just listening.
Yeah.
There's this fucking this fucking we're near Seattle where we're fucking, you know, like all the people from Seattle that have a lot of money and they come out to the fucking go do this adventure shit on the weekends. We did this winter camp and we're like, just, you know, all of these fucking rich motherfuckers have these pristine fucking
snowshoes,
the fucking newest thing that they'll wear no other time, and they'll buy some new shit next year. And
they do guided. There's a company that does guided tours, and they bus you out to this place that we were at. So there was like 15 or 20 people in this group.
Yeah, we're like this ragged fucking motley crew of individuals, just drunk as shit.
Yeah.
Fucking canopies up, fucking ridiculous bonfire, fucking slaying, doing flips off of hills and shit. And they're just struggling because they've never had any like real struggle in their life other than like working for Microsoft and fucking Bill Gates is like, take my vaccine. Like, and trying to jam people with this vaccine through his penis, and he's just like, this is how it goes. This is how you get the microchip.
And then India's like, get the fuck out of our country.
Yeah. So that's their hardship that they live with, you know? Yeah. And then they're fucking going, oh my God, we had to walk a mile.
Yeah. It was like that, it was like 2.5 miles round trip. And those people passed by the camp at like 1:30 in the afternoon. I don't know what they went off and did, but they're coming back past the camp at like 9:30 at night.
Yeah.
It's like, where the fuck did you guys get lost?
They probably walked around that fucking lake, and we're just heckling them, and we're singing Bon Jovi. We're like, well, you're halfway there.
And then like John tries to ride the sled because we had a bunch. Everybody had sled.
That fucking campsite. It was such bullshit though, because I like looked at it. I'm like, is this as far as we're going? Like I'm used to like hiking fucking 4 miles at a minimum. We literally walked like a quarter mile in, and I was like, wait, we're doing this right in the middle of the trail?
Yeah. And
fuck it. We like put all these sleds with all this supplies and shit. Like we're going to the fucking Antarctica and shit to work in a lab somewhere.
Essentially, our camp was right at, so if you can imagine what a lasso looks like, that's this route. And our camp was right where the lasso splits. And so it's like people would pass our camp to go off on the loop, and then they'd come back by the camp to go back
you had to walk by us
twice.
Yeah. And it's this like pristine wilderness area. We're like, fuck you, just like fucking crazy. Dude.
That was fun though. Yeah.
Hey, what's for all the people listening, what's your standard camp setup? Because I've had questions. I've proposed to Mark. I said, this dude Peter only sleeps with a wool blanket. What's up with that?
Well, no. So the wool blanket is, I have a nice like Mount Rainier edition wool blanket that I bought, and that's usually I'll put that on the ground, and it's just
you put that under where you're sleeping bag.
And it all depends. Like if I'm going ultralight, like when me and Mark did that leg of the Wonderland Trail, it's obviously that doesn't come.
Which we have to do. Again.
Yeah. I do. So I think this time I'm gonna be a little bit smarter about it. Funny thing about that is, so me and Mark were trying to do it in 6 days. So we put like 20 miles in the first day.
It's fucking tough.
And then the next morning, I was just like, we're like a half mile from a road. I'm fucking done. I'm gonna use my little sat thing and text my mom to come pick me up because I'm bitching.
Bro, we did the 100-mile
on the PCT, right?
PCT.
What was it? Trail for those that don't know.
Yeah, it's the trail that goes from Mexico to Canada. Mexico, we did the 100-mile. That was a 5-day.
Yeah.
And in order to do it in 5 days, the first day you have to do 30 miles.
Yeah.
And we got fucking 25 and we had to bail out.
Yeah.
And our bailout was way harder than just finishing the fucking thing.
Just getting to the point. Yeah.
Because it would have been 30 miles and then like 15 and then 10 and then whatever the fuck else breakdown was.
Right.
And then we had spots where we'd stop and party and whatever. But that first day just totally fucked us.
Absolutely.
Like totally fucked us. Yeah. With those trips, like those 100-mile, because the Wonderland's like 89, I think, right? 96.
Yeah.
It's generally the same thing because like the PCT Snoqualmie to White Pass is like fucking 98 or something.
Right, yeah.
You have to break that shit down as easy, like, depending on what your timeline is, I think you need, like, legit for it to not be so crazy. You need a fucking full week.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't, because you were on it. Those inclines are just fucking ridiculous.
It's murder,
dude.
yeah.
It's fucking mayhem.
And not only that, but like if you've ever hiked at Mount Rainier, like on the popular trails, it's like so well groomed, and there's, you know, it's 3 feet wide. When me and Mark got down into the canyon area coming out, like, so we went counterclockwise out of Longmire, and I can't remember what river basin we were in. I think it was Stevens Canyon area or something like that. And it was just completely overgrown, and we were bushwhacking everywhere, and the trail was like washed out and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is not what I was expecting. You know what I mean? I'm expecting these pristine trails.
Yeah, dude.
And then I'm thinking about it. It's like, we're like 20 miles from the closest ranger station. Like, they don't give a shit. This is the backcountry that we're in right now.
And that ranger station has like one dude, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I made the mistake of, so I planned this whole thing out because it was something that I wanted to do. And I made the mistake of going too early. So all of the food cache locations were closed. So we had to carry like 6-7 days worth of food in our pack. And it was so heavy. It was just like, fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're in modern times, bro. You got to be smart about this shit.
Yeah. But
so you plan it. What's an ideal month for the Wonderland Trail?
So it all depends. You can do it in July if you want to, but just don't. Like I brought like a lot of, you know, freeze dried food and stuff like that. I've been reading up more on it where people will just bring like meal bars out with them.
Yeah.
But ideal month is like August, but then you have to worry about bugs everywhere. You know what I mean? When we went in July,
that's when we went on the PCT, it was like fucking mosquitoes like crazy.
Yeah. So and it's, I mean, that's just, you get used to it when you're out hiking enough, you get used to it. So but it's you just bring in a lot of jungle juice, a lot of DEET with you, and you're good to go. But
so we're planning one for next year. Yeah, because it's too late, right?
It's not that it's too late. We could even go do just like an overnight to like Summerland or something like that. Yeah. Summerland, supposedly, because that's where our second night destination was supposed to be, me and Mark. It's supposed to be one of the nicest places in the park. Yeah. We could even do an overnight to that. But yeah, next year, so with the new job that I have, the stipulation of getting the job was I can't take vacation for a year. So June of next year, I'll have a big vacation balance, and we can go do that. So we could take 10 days.
Let's plan that.
Yeah.
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 And that'll give us all time to train, because I've literally been doing 12-ounce curls. Yeah. This coronavirus shit, like you know, people are like, you look great. And I'm like, I feel like shit. Yeah. I literally walk up a flight of stairs in my house and I'm like, fucking, like, I feel like shit, dude. Because I haven't been working out in I think a good 3 years.
Well, you can't. I mean, unless you have a home.
Coronavirus is bullshit. I'm using it as an excuse. That's when when I started drinking really heavily. But like before, it was a good 3 years before I ever did fucking anything. Oh, really? Like, yeah. I've been jumping out of planes and like fucking hanging out and fucking designing shit and sitting in a chair and doing podcasts and like fucking doing other stuff. And like I haven't, you know.
That's the good thing for me with this new job is like I'm clocking like 11 miles a day walking. Yeah. So it's like, all right. Yeah. Like, let's try that Wonderland thing again. Maybe I won't be such a bitch.
Well, I mean, you guys pushed it. Yeah. I talked to Mark about it, and it was like, like you went so far that first day. You can't fucking do that on those things. They're fucking up and down and fucking all over the place.
I had met, so me and Will, Rainier Ranger, if you know who that is, we had gone and done Three Barrels Mountain Trail like 3 or 4 weeks after the Rainier thing, and I ran into a guy who was like, "Oh yeah, I'm doing the Wonderland Trail," because part of that is on the Wonderland Trail, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I tried that earlier this year," and like we put in 20 miles the first day, and he was like, "Huh? Like what? Are you stupid?" And I was like, "Yeah, we were trying to do it in 6 days," and this dude's from Colorado, so he's used to like 14ers all the time, and he's like, "No, man," he's like, "I'm doing it in like 12 days." He's like, "I don't have a day over 7 miles." I was like, "Okay, so 20 miles is too much." He's like, "Yeah, you're a moron."
Because then, like, after that, because there's such ridiculous incline and decline. Yeah. Even those declines, like, they seem easy and you get down them fast. Like, when I do day hikes, like a 4-mile day hike up a mountain, and I get down to the fucking bottom in, like, fucking 30 minutes after, like, fucking 4-hour climb. Like, you're smoked.
Yeah, but you don't, and when you're doing that, you can go sit in a car. You know what I mean? But it's you don't have 25 pounds of gear on your back. And that's the thing is like, hiking is a weird thing to me in that aspect where when you're going up, you're like, oh, I can't wait for downhill. And then when you get like an extended period of downhill, you're like, my knees, my toes are killing me. I can't wait until we're going uphill.
I always say it's like having your knees are made of wicker baskets. It feels like they're snapping as you walk, and it's like you can hear them go, oh no, fuck no, as you're like, oh my God, I'm running so fast. And then it's like, oh, feels like somebody put gravel in there.
Yeah. Mine sound like somebody put gravel in there. That's from being a big dude for so long. My knees are just like, fuck you. I don't care how much weight you lose.
It's always horrible coming down. It's the worst fucking thing coming down.
I think that's why I like to stay at the top so much. Everybody's like, we should go. And I'm like, no, let's stay here. It's so gorgeous.
Stay here. Stay as long as you can.
Yeah. It's dark. It's getting cold. I'm like, no, let's just stay.
Billy Madison grabbing the beach. Stay as long as you can.
Don't say that.
I had to do. I did Rainier like 4 times. I think. Like to camp. No, Camp Muir. I've never summited it because I ain't about that life, dude. Yeah. I've been to Camp Muir, which is a fucking monster in itself.
Yeah, it's like 9,000 or 9,100 feet. Yeah.
It fucking blows. And you get up there, and every time it's like, okay, we're here. Let's go back. Yeah. And then you fucking get run down you could fucking run and tumble because there's snow and shit. And
or
it's
just
snowboard down, glissade, and it's fucking, you get down to like 30 minutes of this fucking 6-hour hike up this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just the fucking worst because you get up there like, oh, we're up here? Cool. There's stuff down there. And then you run and it's like, and it was Rainier that was like, I'm never going to climb a mountain again. And I did it 4 fucking times. Yeah. And each time I'm like, why the fuck do I come up here? Because you get to a point, there's no oxygen up there. You take 2 steps and you're like, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Literally, you can't fucking breathe.
Well, yeah. And like altitude sickness and stuff like that too, that you get up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You feel real shitty.
Yeah. And
there's real shitty.
Like people don't realize that it's like you don't, like once you have altitude sickness, you don't acclimate. The only way to acclimate is to come back down.
Yeah, get down.
Yeah. So